Hi, my name is Manny, and this is my story. I always knew that I was gay, even in elementary school, so since I never had any problem accepting it myself, I came out for the first time in 5th grade and didn't get any trouble about it, and then came out again in 6th grade and didn't get any trouble about it then either, so I was fortunate enough not to have any problems at a young age which could really affect someone, so luckily I didn't have to deal with that. Then when I got to 8th grade, and people started thinking about high school, it was a little intimidating because I came from a small elementary school and a small middle school, but my high school was going to have over 3,000 people, so I knew there was a good chance that maybe someone wouldn't be as nice as everyone I encountered before. So over the summer, I made sure to go out and buy a bunch of things that I thought that would make me seem a lot more straight. I went out and bought snapbacks and Jordans and big shoes and clothes that I thought straight guys wore. I wanted to make sure that no one knew going into high school because I didn't want to deal with the possible repercussions. So I got my clothes and high school started and things were fine on the first day. I made sure to tell all my middle school friends not to out me, and luckily no one ever actually did. Everyone that I told heard it for the first time, so everything was fine, especially on the first day, until I got to PE class. PE was supposed to be fun, but it wasn't that fun for me on the first day, especially hearing them say things like fag and you're so gay, and you're probably watching me change to each other. Since I hadn't come out yet, none of this was really directed at me or anything about me, but hearing them say this to each other, their friends, who they thought were straight, was really scary because if this is what they say to each other, who they like and know and think are straight, what on earth are they going to say to me if they found out that I was actually gay? So every day I would go back to PE class and I'd have to hear the same things all the time. And it was really awful to hear it because it just made me more scared to come out every day, and I knew that I would have to come out eventually, and with whatever date I was going to choose coming closer and closer, I got really nervous. Eventually I wanted to leave the school. I even went to my counselor and I tried to skip PE class in her office and tell her all the reasons why I wanted to leave. So she said I should go back to my mom and tell her because she couldn't do much more at this point without my mom saying that she was okay with me leaving the school. So I went home and I told my mom, but she didn't really agree with me about leaving. But I was convinced that the school was not for me, so I wrote her a 1,000-word essay on why I want to leave the school. Yes, I actually did that, but unfortunately she said no. And that was it. I knew that I was stuck at the school. So I had to make a decision fast, and I had a lot of conflicting thoughts. One side of me wanted to just come out already and get it over with. Another side wanted to keep it in forever, and another side didn't know at all what to do. So eventually I gave it enough thinking and I realized I was going to be in this school for the rest of the year and I wasn't going to leave. So if I was going to get it done, I was going to get it done now. It was really scary to think about considering that I had never even thought about coming out until much later in the year, and I felt kind of forced into it. So PE class rolls around, and the friend group that I had gravitated towards throughout the year because they seemed like they would be the most accepting or the least close-minded if I did eventually come out, they were talking about their love lives. I think one guy was mentioning something that had happened with his girlfriend. And eventually the conversation got to each one of us, and they asked me, "Hey Manny, do you have a girlfriend?" And I knew that if I was going to get an opportunity to come out and it not be weird or out of place, that this was going to be it. So I said, "No, I don't have a girlfriend. Actually, I'm gay." And to my surprise, the guys just went, "Oh, okay, never mind. Do you have a boyfriend?" And that was it. All that they really said was, "Really? Wow, this is kind of unexpected, but yeah, that's cool. There's no problem with it." And then I was unbelievably happy that it had gone that well. But then again, I was thinking to myself, these are the most accepting guys in the class. It's only going to be downhill from here. So then one of them said, "Is it a secret?" And I responded, "No, it isn't a secret. I told you, how much longer can it really last?" So I guess he decides to take that as literally as he wants and screams across the locker room to his friend, "Hey, did you know that Manny is gay?" And at this point, I start panicking because I know that everyone was going to hear, including that guy who takes PE as seriously as the Olympics. The guy that can bench you in his sleep came up to me, and there was a size difference between us. And even though it was only about a few inches, I was so panicked, it honestly felt like I was an ant standing next to him. And then all the thoughts started coming into my head, and I thought, this is it. He's going to tell all his friends. They're going to ostracize me. I'm not going to have any friends. They're going to throw papers at me and call me a fag. But at this point, what choice did I have? My friend had already screamed it across the room, and it was now or never. So when he asked me, "Hey, Manny, are you gay?" I had no choice but to say yes. And what he said kind of blew my mind. He said, "I have a gay friend. I want you to meet him right now." So I was like, what on earth just happened? That was an awesome moment. Everything had gone well. This whole thing that I panicked about started seeming like nothing, because nothing was ever actually wrong. Even the guy that I thought was going to be worst about it just said that he wanted me to meet his gay friends. So I know you've probably heard it 1,000 times, but you really shouldn't use the words gay and fag, because they could really be hard to hear, and you never know who's listening. Anyway, all of that was over, and the year continued, and one day towards the end of the year, when PE got a lot more slack and we weren't really doing anything, my friend asked me to take a look at my phone, and I said okay, and I handed it to him. And he started going through my iPod and comes to me and says, "Hey, Manny, I'm looking through your iPod, and there's a lot of DJs and rappers on here. Don't gay people only listen to Katy Perry? And now that I'm looking at your shoes, aren't gay people not supposed to wear Jordans or big shoes? And I don't see any One Direction either. Aren't gay people supposed to love One Direction and Justin Bieber?" So yes, some gay people do like Harry Styles and wear pink shoes, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. A straight person can love Harry Styles and wearing pink shoes. Anyone who's gay or bisexual or lesbian can also like listening to rap. Your orientation doesn't really have anything to do with your music taste or how you like to dress. Gay people are as different as straight people, and I'm sure that not every straight person you've met likes all the same things. I, for example, really like electronic dance music, and I like going to Ultra, and I listen to DJs and DJ myself in my free time, so just because that's not usually associated with being gay doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to like it. What I'm trying to say is that it's great that I didn't have to face any homophobia, and it's awesome to see that our generation is so different from the one before us. We are more accepting, and it's no longer a taboo to talk about being gay, but there's still a bit of progress to be made, because not all gay people can be fit into the same box of liking all the same things. We're as different as you and your best friend, or you and any stranger on the street. Try not to assume just by looking at someone or looking through their phone who that person is. You can't tell who's gay, so be careful what you say. So thank you for watching my story. Be sure to like, leave your comments, and share with your friends. Make sure to subscribe, and have a good day.